Hello and welcome everyone. In this chapter, we are going to see the demo for trunk and trunking encapsulation protocol. So this is a same scenario, if you remember, which we have seen in VLAN configuration, okay, where I have VLAN 10 cells, VLAN 20 HR, and these are the PCs which I have added here, and the IP addresses are also configured. So I will add the switch in this topology itself and do the needful for the same. Say for example, I will add a switch here, switch number 2, and I will connect, let's say, some more PCs here. Let's say PC number 6 and 7, and then 8 and 9. And I will add the connections here. So far I will add the connections from here to here. Is this like this? I will add it. Say this. Okay, now I will say that this is again same thing, like this is my VLAN 20, and I will say this is my VLAN 10. So far this, and this is my VLAN 10. Say this. So in simple term, again I will consider this as my sales department, and this is my HR department, and this is my VLAN 10 in this particular switch, and this is my VLAN 20 in this particular switch. So that's it. Like this you can go ahead and do that. And the IP address, again I will keep from this particular range itself, continuous. Okay, so this is basically the continuous IP address. So 10.1, 10.2, see that 10.2 is the IP address, like that. Here it is 10.5, correct? You can see in the pop-up here under IP address section. Now I will assign 10.6 to this PC number 6. Say this 10.0.0.6 IP address has been assigned. Here 10.0.0.7 is the IP address that I need to assign. 10.0.0.7 is the IP address. Okay. Similarly, I will assign 10.0.0.8 in IP address configuration. 10.0.0.8 is the IP address, and finally I will say that 10.0.0.9 is the IP address in this particular PC. Done. IP addresses has been assigned. Now it's time to go ahead and configure the VLANs in this particular switch. So you can see port number 1 and 2 belongs to the VLAN 10, and port number 3 and 4 belongs to 20. Let's do that. Click on the switch CLI and configure now. Say this. So right now again I'll have to follow the same enable and configure terminal, VLAN 10, name as cells, and exit. Interface range fast Ethernet 0 by 1 to 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and switch port mode access, and switch port access VLAN 10, exit. Like this we can configure. Similarly, you will go ahead and say that VLAN 20, name as HR, exit. Again interface range fast Ethernet 0 by 3 to 4, and switch port mode access is the command, and switch port access VLAN 20. Done. Show VLAN brief. See that we have configured the VLANs as well into this. Now the point is, if I want to communicate, let's say, from this particular switch 1 cells department to switch 2 cells department, I need to have the connectivity between the switches. Okay, so let's do that. So I will take one cable and connect from here to here. See this, port number 6 is being connected with port number 5 in the switch number 2. Okay, and now if I go ahead and try to communicate from here, from PC1 cells department to PC6 cells department, let's see the connectivity. I will ping. So how to do that? I will simply say that ping to 10.0.0.1. See this? Definitely it will be dropped, no communication here, because we haven't configured the trunk here, and that's the major point, that you need to enable the trunk first. See this? It's not possible to have the communications. Okay. Similarly, if I go ahead and try to communicate from VLAN 20 to VLAN 20 PC here, like let's say PC number 4 to PC number, let's say 9 communication. Just check it out. In the same command prompt, ping to 10.0.0.4. Definitely this request also will be dropped because there is no trunk between the switches. Okay, request timeout is coming. Fine. So how we can have the communication? Of course, we can go ahead and make this particular as a trunk link, and definitely the communications is possible. So in both the switches you need to configure the trunk configuration. I will start with switch 1. Say this. The process is very simple. So the point will be here like this. Go to this interface fast Ethernet 0/6, fast Ethernet 0/6 of switch 1, and configure switch port mode trunk. Switch port mode trunk is the command. This you need to define. And then switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. Done. So 2 command I have added under this interface, switch port mode trunk, and then switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. This is the 2 command I will have to add in this. The same command we have to add into the switch number 2 also. Let's do that quickly. I will click on switch number 2, and which interface? Of course, yes, port number FA 0/5. Interface 0/5, switch port mode trunk, and switch port mode trunk and switch port trunk allowed VLAN all. Done. Exit. Show interface trunk. Definitely the trunk has been established. See this? Can you see that? Port number 5, the mode is on, means manually we have configured as trunk, and the trunking encapsulation protocol it is using, which is 802.1q. And yes, it is working as a trunk. And which are the VLANs are allowed? Always remember, VLAN 1 is the default VLAN which we cannot delete, and by default all the VLANs traffics will be allowed here. Like VLAN 1, 10 and 20 VLANs are present. So it is allowed here. Similarly, if I go to this also and verify, say this, show VLAN, show interface trunk. See this? Done. Correct? So you can see that yes, it is working fine. If I want to verify the detailed information about the fast Ethernet 0/6, then show interface FA 0/6 and then switch port is the command. Say this, show interface FA 0/6 and switch port. It is basically a switch port and it is working as a trunk link itself. Okay, and the protocol which you can see is the .1q protocol which is working here. That's it, how you can go ahead and verify the trunk here. Coming to verify the communications, let's say from PC1 I will try to communicate with any of the PCs in this. Let's say PC6 trying to communicate with PC1. Earlier the request was timeout, but now if I go ahead and hit the same, the communications are possible. See that we are successfully able to communicate from PC6 to PC7 here, PC1 here. Similarly, if I want to communicate from this VLAN 20 HR department to VLAN 20 HR department here, see this, PC number 9 to PC number 4. Earlier it was request timeout, but now if I try to communicate, definitely the communications are possible here. So this is how you can go ahead and configure the trunk, and you can do the verifications as well. So that's it for this particular chapter. I will see you in the next chapter. Thank you.